Hey everybody, Dave here, and I have the new 3rd edition Arkham Horror that I brought to the table. This is from Fantasy Flight Games. It's been out, I think, for a couple of months now. I made a trade to get this copy, and we're going to be looking at a storage solution for this from Go7 Gaming. They sent over a copy for review, and we'll be getting into that in just a minute here. Now, I traded for this, and I'm not sure if the game actually had the typical Fantasy Flight insert that is a real thin, almost like cardstock that just folds around. It's like open in the center or not, I'm not really sure. But when I got my copy, this is what it looked like inside. And there's just a ton of bags and everything. It's kind of sorted, but still a lot of plastic and still a lot of different things to sort through. And just, it needs an insert for sure. Now, before we get into this, there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about in the rule book, because this is going to be important for this insert. First of all, you'll see that there is an event deck holder, and it's made out of cardboard, and we get a wooden one, kind of a spoiler. And the other thing that anybody who has played any of the Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign always know about the Mythos Cup or the Monster Cup, and you actually have to create one. So it doesn't come with one, but that's going to change as well. So anyways, we've got all this stuff that's in this box. Lots of different components, cards, markers, typical whenever you buy a Fantasy Flight game, there's lots of cardboard pieces. And so what are we going to do with it? Well, thankfully, Go7 Gaming has produced an insert for this, their storage solution, AH001. Let me slide all this stuff up here, and we'll take a look at it. So, here is a bunch of the components. And so we're going to have spots to hold our cards, plenty of room, and adjustable dividers, so this is going to be good if you're using sleeved cards or unsleeved cards. Also, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of room for possible expansions. You know how this game system goes. There's lots of different things here. So this is going to be for the large cards. We have another one for small cards, and we have another tray that holds some tokens, and it looks like a little spot for some additional cards along the side. Now, I haven't had a chance to get into my game yet. I just got it recently, and so we'll find out what all this stuff is when I show everything put in the insert in a little bit. So we talked about that one event deck that was cardboard. Well, here we get a wooden one, and it actually comes apart. It has a little stand that we're able to put this together and will be functional on the table. So you'll see that just sits down and has it on an angle. We'll be able to draw the event cards off of there. Here is the Mythos Cup that we talked about. So I actually have a spot where you just throw the Mythos tokens in here, and we'll just be able to pull them out when during gameplay, and then we'll just store them in the box just like this. And we have a spot for all of our investigators, plenty of room, so you know there's going to be a lot of them, so we've got room for expansion there. Something here for a bunch of miscellaneous tokens, maybe space for our dice. And another set of trays for different pieces and accessories. Now, this is something that's I found interesting. This particular insert has some spots where you see these little notches. Well, these are adjustable. So you can make your compartments however you want, and then if you feel like it, you can glue them down. You don't have to. He says in there, feel free to glue them down, but this one is adjustable to suit your needs however you want to do things, so you have some flexibility in this particular piece. And same thing with this particular one here. These just come right out, and you can glue them in if you want, but they just slide right in. So two pieces that give you some flexibility for storing different tokens. I like that. That's not something that I've seen in any of the other inserts from this company before, so something kind of neat there. And then finally, this last piece here This is the this is like a tray that we can put the rules in, and also for the game boards for the base game. Now this is an optional piece if you want to use it. He goes in and talks about it in the rule book. And if you do, you can also go either put all 4 sides on or only go 3 sides on here. And this is a kind of an interesting piece. Instead of it being one sheet, the whole thing that's cut, this was actually 2 pieces, and you glue them together. Now, the material that this insert is made out of is called HDF, high density fiberboard. And what this is wood particles, almost like wood shavings, mixed together with a resin. It's heated and it's pressed to form these really heavy duty boards. But they cut really, really nice with the laser. And so I have not had any issues with splintering. All of the pieces so far on every insert that I've put together from this company have fit fantastically. And this has been no exception. You can see the nice joints. They're nice and everything fits really, really good. Now, these have to be glued. These just don't snap together and rely on the pressure of the natural wood expansion and contraction for them to fit. These actually have to be glued. I use a tacky glue so that it dries clear. In some of my other videos, I've used wood glue, and you'll see like where under certain light it will be yellow. And so I didn't really have, I didn't like the look of that. And and then also some of the other components that come punched out. Here's a bunch more dividers for all of the different trays that we have. So lots of different pieces here. This took me, I built this when I came home from work, and I probably sat down for maybe 90 minutes, if that, to put this all together. It was a very, very easy build. The instructions are really well laid out. It will show you what we're building. Here's the instructions step by step as to how to build them, and then also what sheets you're going to need. So you look at the different plates, and they're all lettered, and you just match them up and follow the instructions, glue them together, let them dry, and you're good to go. And then finally, on the last page, this will show, here's like, this is, for example, with this little event card. But on the back, it's going to show you how everything is going to fit into this particular box. So what I'm going to do is take the time to get this all sorted out. I'll let you know when we come back how long it took me to do it, and we'll see how everything all fits in there. So we'll see you in just a second. Okay, we are back, and I think I spent about 25 minutes to half an hour sorting out everything initially to get it set up and making sure I had all the cards properly done. But you can see here there's a whole mess of bags that are now done. We don't need them. Probably use those on some other games that I have somewhere else that doesn't come with anything at all. And then this cardboard event thing, I'm going to move this off to the side. So what we have here is the empty box, and I'm going to show you everything and how it goes inside. And I'm just going to go along and tell you about the components, and we're just going to go along right here and fill it right up. So the first piece that we're going to put in the back is going to be this new encounter deck. And like I said, to put this together, there's little notches, and it just they line up inside there, and you just push it down, and it sits along the side just like this, you can see. But it comes apart for storage. So take this out, and we'll just set it inside there, and it goes in the back. And right next to it, this is the Mythos box. So you can see all the Mythos tokens in there. So you can just give it a little shake up while you're playing and just reach in. And I've got pretty good fingers, and pull out whichever one that you need. So, and then when we're done, we're just going to store this. Just take this open side and place it towards the back of the box like that. That way nothing's going to fall out. Now, this particular piece right here is all of the smaller sized cards. So these are going to be like our allies and our items and all of our different things that we have. Here's the monsters, our conditions, and all that starting cards. Here's the monsters down here. So all the small cards. And then as you see, we've got plenty of room for expansion or to change things up. So I just threw all the extra dividers in there just so that I have them. And that's going to slide in right there. Now we have this other piece here, plenty of room for expansion with all sorts of extra goodies. You know, right here we have our initial characters, all the little standees, they're right here. I just have the extra dividers in here, and then we have the anomaly tokens, and there's going to be room for more stuff. So plenty of room for expansion, which is good thinking, because you know it's going to be coming, and that fits right there. And then we have this spot here. This is going to be for all of our investigators and also our scenarios. Now the bottom, there's a little hole, so you can just push them up with your fingers. And we just put the scenarios on the bottom, the investigators on the top. They just line up right inside, just like that, and it's gonna set on the bottom. Now, this one is sitting lower than these other ones, and there's gonna be another tray that's gonna go on top of that. And this is gonna be this particular tray right here, the way that it's built. And so here's all of our standees for all of our characters. Here's our dice. And we have these activation tokens, and then also these are like the little streets that are going to join together all the different locations. And they just all stack up right on top of each other and sit right inside this particular spot. And it's going to sit right on there. So right now this whole level is flush. This is sticking up slightly still. And then this last open spot in the front is going to be for all of our large cards. I have some of those dividers, remember telling you about, we can flexible and move things around. I just put the extra ones in there. Here's our reference cards, and then I have all of these things divided up by their type, and then all of the different encounters for each of the scenarios, and then here's the events, and we have the headline cards, and we have a few other things that are in here. And still we have more dividers in there too. And this just sets right up in the front. So we still have a recessed area here. We have more stuff that's going to go in there. So here we have our focus tokens, we have our remnant tokens, we have some other tokens. This is one of those ones where it's flexible. You can adjust things around depending on what you do. I could make these compartments smaller and make additional spaces if I need to, but right now I'll just leave them spread out the way they are. And the extra pieces I just have down there for right now. So this is going to slide into here. And next we have our clue and doom tokens, and then we also have our money. So I have these divided up between 1s and 5s, and again where we can divide this up and make these compartments larger or smaller if we need to. And then finally this one is actually fixed one. Here's our health and our sanity tokens, and this is just going to sit right on top here. So right now everything is flush. We have just a couple millimeters below here, and it says if we use this, we're going to have some rays on here a little bit. But this is the top tray, and right now we can put these in there. We don't have to. We can just throw these on there if we wanted to, and just throw the rule book on top. But in order to keep everything in there really nice, we're just going to go ahead and sit this right on top. It sits down a couple millimeters, but as you can see here, it is going to be sticking up, and this even tells you, like right in the book, that it will stand up. In fact, let me look at the page, and I will tell you exactly how much it's going to say. It does. It will. It says that it will stand up, but if we don't use this, we'll have probably 3 millimeters of space. But this is going to. This is right now for temporary use until expansions come out, and then they'll probably use an expansion box for all the map tiles. But we'll put this on top here, and then we just have room for our rule book and also the rules reference book. So we have those two things will go on there. And then just for reference, so that I know where everything is going to go, a lot of times what I'll do is I just tuck the one page that has the layout. I'll stick this inside the rule book, right inside the front page, and then we're going to stick the cover back on. So like I said, this is going to have some rays for right now. You may think that that's unacceptable right now, but like I said, this top thing is just temporary for holding these map tiles. I think this is actually really, really good. You saw what my game looked like before when I opened it up. I'm really happy with this particular company, with Go7 Gaming's inserts. I don't have a problem with the raise. It's still going to be able to store the game flat on the shelf. It's not that thick, even with this much of a separation. If you're concerned about it coming apart, just get one of those box bands and put it on there and you'll be just fine. Or you can just store the game flat, just like this. But anyways, this insert, definitely gonna keep everything organized. It has the things that I really like about this. Let me take this tray out here. Really going back to the fact that I really like this Mythos box. This is the Mythos cup. I don't have to worry about getting a separate cup or a pouch or whatever. I now have this within the game. And I also like the this wooden encounter thing. This is going to be definitely more durable than that cardboard one that came with the game. Sure, the cardboard one has some neat artwork on it. Let me grab it over. You know, it kind of looks interesting up in the front, and you've got, you know, definitely the Arkham horror theme going on. But you know, this over time, this is just going to fall apart. So that's out. And we've got like plenty of room for expansion and stuff. So I really like this. I thought it went together really, really well. Everything fits nicely. And like I said, when the expansions come out, this box will contain all of our core things, all of our cards. And one of the expansion boxes will hold the map tiles. So anyways, if you are interested in getting one of these inserts for your copy of the 3rd edition of Arkham Horror, there will be a link in the video description below. You can go ahead and click on that. It will take you over to Go7's website. You can order one for yourself. All right, that's it for now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post them in the comments below, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.